The only impossibility is impossibility itself. The only impossibility is impossibility itself. If God is giving you that word, as God is giving you that creative gift, if God has placed that idea in your mind, if He's shown you a vision, if He's giving you the brand idea, if He's giving you the words to speak, set out, draw out, launch out, anyway. No matter how affected you are, no matter how bothered you are, no matter how tired you are, no matter how flustered you are, because God is walking with you. Hey y'all, it's your little big sis CJ Renee here. We're back with another episode of 31 and Thriving. Y'all, it's been such a crazy weekend. I'm so sorry I'm posting late, but as y'all can hear, my voice is almost gone. It's almost completely gone, right? This weekend was very eventful. It had nothing to do with 31 and Thriving, but I was being put to work in ministry, saving souls, outreach, whatever you want to call it. It was absolutely amazing, and I was so happy to be a part of it, using my voice, my vocal cords to do God's work. That's what this is all about. So thank you for those of you, you know who you are, especially my sister. Thank you for allowing me to be a part. It was amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Today we're talking about, our title of today's episode is Launch Out Anyway. Launch out anyway. And take a close up on you guys. Launch out anyway. Okay? Now this title is coming from the Sunday I was on vacation. I told y'all I got to work. The scripture it comes out of is Luke 5, 1 through 11. And if you guys need a quick recap, it was basically Peter's on a boat. He's fishing with his men. The men didn't come back with any fish. They went back to shore. Jesus saw them, told them to go back out and launch their nets. They went back out and launched their nets after, explaining to him that they've been out there that whole time and didn't catch nothing. They was obedient. They went out, they launched their nets. And they came up with way more. It was so much fish that their boats began to sink. So, now we're here. With that being said, I want y'all to think about the moment when God put something in your heart, whether it be a vision, it was a dream, a brand, a business, an idea, whatever. Think about that thing. Think about what you've done with it so far. Think about where it could have been if you were obedient to God. Think about where you could be if you were obedient to God. Think about all the tries you made and all the errors you made without God. Mom, take a minute. Don't rush through those thoughts. I need you to dwell in it for a little bit. And that reason is because I was listening to this YouTube video this week, and I don't even remember what pastor it was that was preaching, but I woke up to it because, YouTube just runs. And the preacher was saying that obedience is important when it comes to what God is telling you to do. Not for the simple sake of being obedient, but because there's a plan within the plan. There's a plan within the plan. And it was great confirmation because later on that day, which was yesterday, my bishop preached and he was talking about how Batman, it's all going to make sense. He's talking about how Batman and Robin used to always be in some danger, right? But Batman, original plan is for Batman to go in and save the day. Da-da-da, right? But then Batman will go in, get caught along with Robin, and then in the script, they have it so that either Robin helps Batman get out of the situation, or something happens where Batman gets rescued or gets freed so that he can do what he was sent there to do to begin with, which was, save the day, right? Going back to what the preacher was talking about that I woke up to on YouTube, he was saying the obedience is a plan, right? Basically, when you're obedient, it sets a ripple effect to your future, right? So that means that in retrospect, when you are disobedient to what God is telling you to do, it causes a ripple effect to your future. So when you're sitting here and you're like, but I tried that business. I tried to accomplish that idea. I tried the brand. I tried this, I tried that. I thought of this, I thought of that. And nothing's come of it. I mean, I'm working hard. I'm posting, I'm reposting. Nobody's even liking. Nobody's even looking. Nobody's even watching. You say this, but let me ask you, when did you start to involve God in that? When did you decide to be obedient to what God has said for you to do? When did you start making time for him in your day so that he can give you word, he can give you direction, he can give you guidance? Because that's really what you need. God didn't give you that gift so you could sit on it. He didn't give you that gift so it could wear you out and make you tired. You so deep in it, but it didn't kill you. And the things you failed at, you learned from. But how can we become successful with the things that God's given us, the gifts that God has given us, the word that he's placed in us? How can we be successful with that? How are we able to do what God has called us to do? We need God. He needs to be walking with us. We need to have him in our ear 24/7, like people with AirPods do. You know, people with the AirPod, they always got one. They always got one in. Because you never know who's going to call or what music they listen to, whatever the case may be. But that's what you need. You need to have God in your ear like an AirPod. It needs to be a constant flow of information. Constant. Because when God tells you to launch, you need to be ready to launch out. You need to be ready to launch out anyway. No matter how tired you are, no matter how affected you were by trying to do it before, no matter how frustrated you got with it, no matter how much you feel like you're being weighed down by it, it takes true strength to be a pioneer. It takes true strength to step out on God's goodness and do it without help. It takes true strength, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. The only impossibility is impossibility itself. The only impossibility is impossibility itself. If God is giving you that word, as God is giving you that creative gift, if God has placed that idea in your mind, if he's shown you a vision, if he's giving you the brand idea, if he's giving you the words to speak, set out, draw out, launch out. Anyway, no matter how affected you are, no matter how bothered you are, no matter how tired you are, no matter how flustered you are, because God is walking with you. He's told you to do it. You listen, show obedience, you follow his steps. He's not going to lead you astray. I promise you that much. Y'all, it's your little big sis, CJ Renee, and this has been another episode of 31 and Thriving. Y'all, it's been real. I'm tired. I need to go back to sleep. All right, I love y'all. Bye. To ensure you don't miss an episode of 31 and Thriving, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to share. It's your little big sis, CJ Renee.